All right, so the last video was kind of controversial. Everyone says we didn't count labor, but it's a hobby, so what does it matter? And we didn't include all the expensive tools that we had to use. So behind the tailgate is all the massively expensive snap-on tools we had to use, all the massively expensive other stuff that nobody's gonna have in their garage that's gonna set you back thousands and thousands of dollars and make it be the same price as a new truck. So I'm gonna put the tailgate down and you're gonna see all the massive, complicated, expensive stuff we had to use, and then you can stop making excuses for yourself. That's it. Besides a welder and a chain hoist, which if you had 4 buddies and you're not a loser, you wouldn't need a chain hoist. And this is everything we use right here. All right, so big 4 or 5 foot level. All we had to have this for was to make sure we got the cab and the bed mounted level and straight on the whole thing. So, woohoo, $30 at Lowe's. A 1/2 inch torque wrench, also from Lowe's. And guess what? They have lifetime warranty. So if you break it, you just take it up there and get another one. 1/2 inch, pretty much the only time we actually used this thing's full capability was tightening up the U-bolts on the rear axle. So big impact right there, probably 75 bucks. I think my wife got it on sale for me for like $60. Your basic DeWalt grinder. We used the battery powered one. I left it at the shop, so just this electric one. It's a battery powered grinder. They're stupid cheap on Amazon and everywhere. This is a DeWalt one. You know, what are they, 40 bucks? Ooh, gonna break the bank and really screw up your budget. Probably should have one anyways if you're gonna work on cars. DeWalt drill and a DeWalt impact, which I also left at the shop. Little tiny quarter drive one. You can buy them in a pack. Ironically, at Lowe's and Amazon and everywhere else, $100 if you buy them during Thanksgiving or Christmas. Really gonna knock you back. If you're a man and you have a house, you probably should have a set of drills anyway, so irrelevant. Undercut saw. I used this like for 3 things. I bought it because I wanted one. I didn't use it that much on this truck, but I did use it. So for all the internet trolls, here it is. I'm claiming it. It's $100. A Sawzall. I don't even know that we used a Sawzall, but in the slim chance we did, here it is. Pretty much all tools that everyone's gonna have in their garage in one shape, form, or another. 1/2 inch ratchet. It's a 1/2 inch ratchet. You probably should have one anyways. Various hammers. I bet if you go into my dad's house, he probably has 13 hammers. But you buy a pack of the ball peen hammers like we use for the tunnel on Amazon, we'll link them, but they're probably like 40 bucks for the pack of all the way from really little ball peens to the big ball peens that we use most of the time. Got a vise. I don't have a vise out here to put on the back of my truck, but a vise. The cheapest Harbor Freight paint gun to match the front end and spray the cab roof. I think they're anywhere from $20 to $30, depending on which one you get. My dad's friend that does auto body says they're good for about 7 to 10 uses and you throw them away. The green one we used on the frame and some other things surpassed it 7 or 10, so it basically got put down to a primer gun, and after that, it got thrown in the trash can. Really expensive, really complicated. Gotta have a Snap-on account to buy this right here. I'm telling you, you're not gonna be able to get it at Harbor Freight. And last, but not least, the super expensive set of ratchets that we left in the shop the entire year and a half, however long it took to build this thing. Right here. They call it a mechanic's tool set at Craftsman. You really need more tools than this if you're gonna be a mechanic. But it's the basics. It's got 3/8, it's got quarter drive, and it's got half. It's got deep sockets, and it's got skinny sockets and short sockets and all that. I know everyone's gonna be butthurt, but this is what we used to build the Super Dually. We used a chain hoist. Didn't really need it. If you got some buddies to come help you pick up the cab and took all the stuff out of it, You could do that easily. If you need to move the bed, get those same buddies, have them pick up and move the bed and help you out. Not that hard. We used the Hobart welder. That's probably the most expensive tool we used. I don't know what one costs now. Like, I paid $650 or $550 for mine. And then obviously we used some renewable resources. So we used some energy, obviously, for the lights and everything in the grinder. We used discs and grinding wheels and all that sort of stuff. You kind of just figure that in there. Yeah, we used the tractor, but if you have your buddies handy right there with you, you don't need to use the tractor. And then we used the trailer to get the frame and the truck and all that sort of stuff, but that's what buddies who have trailers and stuff are for if yours isn't long enough. And then we used some time. For me, this is a hobby, so I didn't include it in the cost because there's no way I would pay someone to do this because I can do it myself. And if I was going to pay someone, I wouldn't pay some kind of crazy rate, so I just didn't include it. If you're curious about how many hours, I just kind of guesstimate anywhere from 400 to 500 hours. If I was going to go back and redo it again, just because I know where to source all the parts from and everything, as far as the companies I used, like F-Trucks and Fozzies and some of the other stuff, I wouldn't have to spend so much time on it. And then a lot of people, y'all were saying there's no way you could have bought this truck itself, just the truck, for $3,500. You can still do that. If you shop on Marketplace, it's going to be a lot harder. I just put a request or a searching for or whatever on a bunch of the square body pages and crew cab pages, and a guy actually down the street in my town hit me up and said he had one that he was looking to unload for what he paid his buddy for it. So I went over there, looked at it, thought about it, paid him 2 days later, loaded it up on the trailer and brought it home, and we started working on it. If you take time and don't buy the very first thing you see on Marketplace because it's the first one you've seen in a while, you can build a truck for not that expensive. And I mean, if you're in a state that's got a rust belt or any of that sort of stuff, I get it, and that totally sucks. You're probably just gonna have to travel somewhere that doesn't have that. I know Texas has a ton of these trucks, and pretty much anywhere with dry, arid air, they're in pretty good shape. And they're so plentiful there because they're not rusted away. They're really not that expensive. So if you're looking to build one, you're gonna just have to be resourceful. As far as time I spent on Marketplace, I don't know. I like cruising Marketplace more than I like looking on Instagram or any of that sort of stuff. So it's just kind of fun for me. I enjoy the search, trying to find it, dealing with the person selling it, riding and looking at it and all that sort of stuff. So if you wanted to count that stuff, you could. You'd probably need to add another who knows how many hours of looking on Marketplace and just cruising and stuff like that. But if you enjoy the hobby, that's just part of the game and it's all fun. Drop a comment if you got a question, let us know. If you want to build something like this and you got questions, give us a comment, let us know. I've tried to reply to all the comments. I think on the last video I had over 500 comments, so I've got back to everybody on those, I think. But don't forget to follow us on Instagram and TikTok as well. We do some shorts. We try to post them on YouTube as well, to kind of keep you up to date in between videos. Right now, we're still looking for a truck bed camper for this truck. If you've got one or you want to give one away or get rid of it, let us know. We'll be glad to come take a look at it. And just let us know what you want to see in the next videos. We're going to put this thing to work here. We've got a tree we got to take down, so hopefully that'll be a video pretty soon. We're just going to pull it down with the truck. We got to do some hauling to get some food plots and things ready. We're a little behind on that for deer season, but we'll have some videos for that as well. And if there's anything you want to see in the truck, want to see our next build, what we should build next or anything like that, just let us know in the comments and we'll get back to you. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and comment.